Welcome to Tuesday, February 15th. Let's find a comfortable seat to arrive and begin our practice. Tuesdays are full of twists. As we move through the next 30 minutes, we might do so focused on our core. So at all times, all work is core work, right? As long as we are intentionally engaging our core muscles, can help us lengthen our spine, lifting our torso up out of our hips. And just the act of doing this can also help us have a sense of confidence and self-assuredness. So arrive in your seat in that way, perhaps inviting in that intention of feeling confident. Allow yourself a couple of full cycles of breath, and that might mean you close your eyes. Maybe you explore the Bhu Mudra that we practiced yesterday, bringing the tips of your peace fingers to the earth, sitting tall and connected. Our quote today comes from Swami Sai Premananda. Practice love until you remember that you are love. Practice love until you remember that you are love. And if you'd like to chant Om, you can draw your hands together in front of your heart. Anjali Mudra. Inhale deeply to create this vibration of sound. Release your hands. You might return your hands to Bhu Mudra. Points of your index and middle finger, your peace fingers touching the earth, the other fingers folded in. You could lift your shoulders up, roll them back and down. You might even lean back in space ever so slightly, so shoulders are stacked over hips. Lift the crown of your head towards the sky while you feel your hips anchor to the earth. Breathe deeply and look over your right shoulder. Stay here for a breath or two, seeing if you can soften your left shoulder, keeping your chest completely lifted and open. Notice where you feel sensation. Can you feel anything happening on your left lower arm? Maybe, maybe not. As you're ready, breathing deeply, draw your head through neutral and look over your left shoulder. Pausing for a couple of breaths here, noticing if you're clenching tension in the hips or thighs, jaw, anywhere that you might be able to soften, and notice where you feel sensation or where the stretch might be. And return your head to neutral. Interlace your hands and bring them behind your head, sitting really tall. Inhale, twist to your left, and exhale, twist to your right. This can be as slow or rapid as you like. Continue engaging your abdominal muscles. So imagine you're drawing everything in, lifting up out of your hips. That might make the movement a little smaller if we keep our core really engaged. And for the next breath or two, just if you want to compare, you can soften and relax your belly and twist side to side. And maybe you notice you go a little bit farther, but you're not quite as supported. And return to neutral, release your hands. Let's roll onto our spines for a brief spinal twist. Bring your blocks with you if you'd like that support under your legs. Arriving on your back, hug both knees in towards your chest and take a couple rocks side to side. You can adjust your legs, maybe drawing the knees away from you or closer to you, and seeing how that feels as you massage your low back and hips here. Essentially giving ourselves some deep tissue massage as the bones press through the tissue into the earth. Then open your arms out wide, big breath in. And as you breathe out, drop your legs to the right side. The block might be there to support you. Maybe you put the block between your thighs. Maybe you discard the block altogether. About 3 more breaths. As you're ready, return your legs to neutral. You may sway a little side to side. And then with the arms out wide, big breath in. Exhaling, letting the legs fall to the left. Again, you might prop under your legs. Maybe you prop between your legs. Maybe you discard the block. A few more breaths here. So twists compress our internal organs. It might change the way that you're breathing as we're not able to expand so fully perhaps. And as it feels right, bring yourself back to neutral. We'll make our way into forward fold, so you can roll onto one side and push yourself up, or tuck your chin to your chest and rock up. As you arrive, we'll shift the blocks back to the top of the mat. Like supportive friends, they're always there if we need them. Hang heavy in Uttanasana. You might bring your feet a little wider than usual. You might bend your knees a little more generously than usual. Maybe you clasp opposite elbows. As you're ready, release your hands, straighten your legs, lift up about halfway. You can bring your fingertips to the blocks here. Draw your crown away from your tail, so really long spine. One more breath like this. On your exhale, soften your knees, plant your left hand, bend the left leg as you straighten the right leg, right hand to your low back, open your torso to the right. From here, you might reach your right fingertips to the sky. Maybe you set the block aside under your left hand, maybe your fingertips reach the earth. Keep engaging your abdominal muscles. You might feel your low back lengthen as you squeeze your core in. Maybe you play with straightening the left leg a little, just noticing how that shifts things. One more breath. And as you're ready with an exhale, unwind, fold forward. Shake and nod the head. And breathing deeply, lengthen your legs, lengthen your spine, lift halfway as you breathe. Anchor the right hand or fingertips, bend the right knee as you straighten the left. Left hand comes to your low back, open your torso to the left. You might reach your left hand to the sky. Maybe you shift the block out of the way and reach your fingertips right to the earth. Breathe here, notice what's here. That includes noticing if the mind has a lot to say about the body. Just checking in that we're speaking kindly to ourselves. You might explore here straightening your right leg any amount, noticing how that has a ripple effect, shifting things. Core engaged, another full breath. And slowly release the twist, returning to Uttanasana, forward fold. If you've got a block handy, put it between your ankles. Bend your knees generously. Reach your arms forwards and up, finding your way into Utkatasana, awkward chair. Really engage your gluteal muscles. There's big muscles here to support us. Lift your toes, glance down. Hopefully you can see them in front of your knees. See about lifting your heart a little bit more. You can bring your arms out really wide, giving your shoulders some more space to slide up and help us lift our heart. One more breath. Exhale, stand into Tadasana, mountain pose. Pause for a moment here and notice what calls your attention first. Is it the thoughts running through the mind or the heart that might be beating a little bit more powerfully? Maybe it's the breath. And then notice the soles of your feet and how they make contact with the ground. As you're ready, inhale, reach your arms up. Exhale, sit back in Utkatasana, awkward chair pose, engaging the gluteal muscles. Your chair doesn't have to look like my chair or anyone else's. Breathe deeply, squeezing the block between the ankles without bringing the knees together, or the knee bones at least, it depends structurally. One more breath in, bring your hands to your heart. Another inhale here, long spine. Exhale, take a twist to your right and fold forward a little deeper. So your left elbow might come to the middle of your legs, maybe like the inside of your left thigh. Maybe you can bring it to the outside of your right thigh. Maybe you open your arms out wide. Another breath or two to explore. And breathing deeply, stand up, release this shape. Notice the experience. Greeting anything that's here as a welcome guest. And knowing that we balance out the other side. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, sit back, Utkatasana. Fire up your gluteal muscles here to support you. Breathing deeply, you can bring your hands in front of your heart. Another inhale, lengthen your spine. Exhale, take a twist to your left and fold forward more so that the right elbow can make contact either with the right thigh or maybe with the outside of the left thigh. Breathing. You might explore opening your arms. One more big breath wherever you've gone. And then stand up, releasing the shape and noticing. As you're ready, inhale, reach out and up. Exhale, fold forward. Remove the block if you placed it between your legs. Hanging heavy in Uttanasana. Plant your hands, and as you're ready, step your way back to downward facing dog. Adho Mukha Svanasana, or triangle shape. Just a little more heat building, and then we'll take a child's pose. Inhale, come forward into plank. Breathing as we push the ground away, draw your right knee towards your right elbow, and then cross the body, right knee to left elbow. Maybe you send your right leg long for one breath, push the ground away. And then bring the right foot back, find downward facing dog. Inhale into plank, actively pushing the ground away, core engaged. Press back through your heels, and as you breathe, bring the left knee towards your left elbow. Cross the body, left knee to right elbow. Maybe you send the left leg long. Breathe. And then step the left foot back, downward facing dog, and then drop the knees. Find your way into child's pose. Take child's pose in any way that serves you and return to your breath. You can stay just as you are, If you want to build a little more heat, then we'll slide forward onto our forearms. Option to bring the block between your index finger and thumb, toes tucked, finding forearm plank. The elbows are under the shoulders. We're pushing the ground away, so we're not slouched into our shoulders. Rather, we have this buoyant lift, like there is a balloon in our armpits and under our chest. Press back through your heels, breathe deeply. You can always tap your knees down, do the best you can. Option here to really push the ground away. Hug your right knee in towards your chest and then cross the body, right knee, left elbow. Maybe you send your, left knee, right elbow. Maybe you straighten the left leg. Return your left foot to plank. Breathe and hug the right knee in towards your chest. And then right knee to left elbow. And maybe we straighten the right leg. Breathing, return the right toes to the earth. We'll all return to child's pose. Noticing how quickly our experience can change. How is your breath here? How is your mind? Is it remembering how strong you are? One more breath, recovering. And then we'll slide forward on our bellies. Taking a half frog, bend your left knee, making a 90-degree angle between your thigh and torso and between your shin and thigh bone. Go ahead and flex that ankle. Half frog, you're welcome to stay just like this, or weave your right arm under your left, taking a twist. You might bring a block for under your head. So resting on the right shoulder in the center of the mat. Your left hand can be hanging out anywhere it is, or maybe you bring it to your low back and look up. A few breaths here. Breathing deeply and moving slowly. We'll unwind from our half frog twist, passing back through frog for a moment, and send the left leg long and switch sides. So the right leg comes out 90-degree angle. Flex your right ankle. Take a breath or two in frog pose. And as you're ready, weave your left arm under your right, bringing your left shoulder towards the center of the mat. You might bring the block in as a pillow for your head. You can rest the right arm anywhere that feels comfortable or bring it to your low back, helping you to rotate your torso and look up to the sky. Several breaths here. Another slow, full cycle. And as you're ready, we'll slowly unwind, pausing for a moment in our half frog. Sending your right leg long, tuck the toes, hands under elbows, hugging into the side body. Inhale, engage your legs. Exhale, with no breath in the body, push the ground away through our plank pose. Soften the knees, find downward facing dog. Let your head hang heavy here. You might shake and nod it. As you're ready, with an inhale, look forward, and exhale, step your feet to the top of the mat, hanging heavy in forward fold. On your inhale, rise all the way up, reaching to the sky. Exhale your hands to your heart and down by your sides. Inhale to reach up. Exhale to fold forward. Hands touch down. We can step the right foot way back in space. You might lower your right knee. Maybe you keep it lifted. From here, we twist, planting the right hand down, bringing the left hand to the left thigh. Look over your left shoulder. You might reach the left hand back in space or up to the sky. Maybe today you draw big circles, backstroking, or maybe forward feels right to you. Breathe wherever you go. If it's feeling like too much to have the right knee lifted, remember you can always lower it. And as we explore, option to lift the torso, reaching the right hand off of the earth. Another big breath wherever you've gone. And as you're ready, unwind, returning both hands to the earth or blocks. Step yourself back into plank for just a breath. On your exhale, drop your knees, find hanging cobra. Sinking your hips low, arms hug your side body, draw your heart forwards and up. Tip the weight into your fingertips, one more breath. Exhale, toes touch down, engage your core, and then find downward facing dog. On an inhale, lift your right leg to the sky, three-legged dog. You can bend the right knee and lift it. Take any stretch or movement you like here. And as you're ready, send the right leg long again. Inhale to look forward. Exhale, step or swing the right foot to the top of the mat. You might lower the left knee. Maybe you keep it lifted. Planting the left hand, the right hand comes to the thigh of the right leg, rotating your torso. Maybe you reach the right arm back in space or up to the sky. Knowing that you can lower the left knee anytime. Breathe deeply wherever you're going with this. Inviting in more movement if that feels right, swinging the right arm wide. And it's an option to lift the left hand off of the earth, coming into a revolved high lunge. Wherever you've taken it, see if the next few breaths can be the most full you've had this morning. And as you're ready, unwind, plant your hands, step yourself back to plank. Inhaling in plank, push the ground away, exhaling in plank. Core muscles engaged, one more breath. And on your exhale, send your hips high, downward facing dog. Lift your left heel to the sky, three-legged dog. Bend the left knee if you like. Maybe you draw circles. Looking forward between your hands can help you keep your shoulders more level. And when you're ready, re-extend your left leg long. Inhaling, we all look forward. Exhaling, we step the left foot forward. Breathe in. Exhale, step the right foot forward. Back in our Uttanasana forward fold. Sink the hips all the way down and then drop your bottom. Send your legs long. You can bring the folded blanket into the picture if it's handy, sitting your hips on that. Bend your right leg, planting the heel as comfortably close to the hips as you can. Remember, we can pick up and scoop any tissue out of the way so that we can better hug the right leg in towards the torso, sitting very tall, core engaged. Engage your left leg so it's not just hanging out there. After a breath or two, begin to rotate your torso towards the right. You can hook the left arm around the right leg, bring your right fingertips back behind you. Maybe you reach your left arm to the sky. Big breath in for length, and exhale, bring the left elbow down to the outside of the right thigh. Maybe you explore that Bu Mudra, bringing the peace fingers to the earth, getting that extra sense of grounding as we keep lifting up through the crown. Maybe look over the right shoulder. Left leg is not forgotten, it's energized, anchoring us to the earth. One more breath here. As you're ready, unwind. Pause for a moment. Send your right leg long and fold in your left leg. Taking a breath or two, check in. The right leg is intentional. Spreading the toes wide helps me not forget about it. And as you're ready, you can take a twist to the left. Maybe you hook your right arm around the left leg, looking over the left shoulder perhaps. And if you'd like, you can reach your right arm up to the sky, finding length. Exhale, bringing the right arm down to the outside, if you can, of the left leg. Maybe exploring mudra again on the left hand. Breathe deeply, knowing that you can always unwind if that serves you better. Postures and poses are just a vehicle for the deeper practice. One more breath wherever you've gone. And unwind, pausing for a moment, sitting tall. Send your left leg long. Scoot off of the blanket if you had it. Option to put the blanket between your thighs. And then recline onto your spine. Perhaps with the blanket there between your legs, hug your knees in towards your chest. Open your arms out wide. Nice full breath in. And on your exhale, let your legs fall to the right side. Gentle spinal twist, staying here for a few breaths. Notice if it doesn't feel gentle to you, maybe there's a way that you could prop or support yourself so it is a little bit more gentle. You might press the back of your head into the earth, pick up your shoulders, and then drape them back down on the ground. You might look over your left shoulder. Notice the part of your right hip that might be feeling some pressure. And imagine sending your next inhale there. There's our deep tissue massage. Moving gently, using your hands to support your legs if needed. Guide yourself back to neutral, hugging the legs in a bit towards your chest. Open your arms out wide, full breath in. And on your exhale, drop your legs over to the left side. And give yourself some breaths to settle in. Keeping the torso and spine long so that the breath can be as full as possible while in this twist. Full, slow, loving breaths, nourishing yourself here. Again, we can notice the parts of the hips connected to the ground. So feeling what you can on the bottom of the left hip and imagining sending your inhale to that area. Feeling the pressure, maybe feeling some sense of release. Enjoy another full, slow cycle of breath. And as you're ready, guide your legs back to neutral. Release the blanket if you were using it. Maybe you put it under your knees. Send your legs long and let yourself soften into Shavasana, corpse pose. Trusting that this moment is valuable and that you can get what you need. Practice love until you remember that you are love. And if you have the time in your day to linger, then you are welcome to do so. Otherwise, we'll return to an easy seat, closing out these 30 minutes together. As you arrive, notice how you feel with your next cycle of breath. Any sense of well-being that you may have cultivated, know that that resides within you. May we carry it with us as we move through our day. If you'd like, you can draw your hands together for Om, inhaling deeply. Thank you for sharing your practice.